Hi, I'm Suki.
And I'm Claire.
Welcome to Getting Psychic, where you can listen to us use ourselves to test the theory that anyone can get psychic. Hi, Claire.
Hi, Suki.
Long time no talk.
Long time no talk. How was Italy? My homeland.
It was great. It was super fun and weird. I'll tell you all about it.
Please do.
I will. But wait, you want me to just dive right into Italy?
I mean, you took off, on Halloween? Yeah. You left on Halloween.
I did. And I think I launched our Halloween episode from like Germany or something. Halfway there because I couldn't get it uploaded before I got on the plane. But yeah. Anyway, it was fun. Yeah. My sister lives there, so I went to Assisi with her on a little trip, and I think I was sending you pictures. We definitely got weird. I used the pendulum for the first time.
For what?
We were using her pendulum to do not tarot, but oracle card readings. Oh. So for example, like if a couple cards flew out at a time, we would hover over the cards and ask which ones we should take, and then we would use it. We did this one crazy reading. We did this meditation together because that was kind of part of why we were getting together to I hesitate before I say this, but whatever, kind of heal one of our familial lines together because we just felt
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool to be able to do that, to do kind of energy work on our lineage as siblings. But after we meditated side by side, we did a reading using 6 different oracle decks. So we were kind of using the pendulum, I think, to decide between where the next card was coming from, because we had all the piles next to each other and whatever. Anytime there was a point where we could make a decision, but she had me test it because it was her pendulum, but it was really interesting. She had me have it tell me what a definitive yes was and what a definitive no was. It was so freaking weird.
Isn't that
very
wild?
Blatant. Yeah, and I would hover over a card. Yeah, and it would just, of course my intention was to hold it in the same way every time. And it really defied gravity a lot of times. It would be swinging one way and then completely just stop and go make a yes or a no.
And reverse. Yeah. I know, I love them.
I highly recommend playing with them because it was very fun and it worked for both of us. But I want to get one because, using someone else's stuff is using her pendulum was kind of probably a little bit like wearing her underwear.
I don't know if that's
which I didn't
do than the other.
No, but just in the sense that it's
being sisters, it's possible you have.
Yeah, but just in the sense that it's kind of personal.
You're wearing your overalls again.
I know. I regret it. I did not think about this when I. Here's what I'm going to do. I didn't think about the clicking when I got dressed. Shit. There, problem solved.
Done. I use a necklace as my pendulum. That
just any necklace?
Love and adore. No, one that's special to me that has a pendant on it.
Oh, that's a good idea. So it doesn't.
Yeah, you don't have to go buy one. I mean, if you want to, you can, but it literally can be anything
that dangles.
Any kind of, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. That's a good tip for if our listeners want to try to do some divination today.
Totally. Absolutely.
But so in doing that, ultimately, the readings were bunker balls.
Mm-hmm.
They were just really affirming.
I do think it's super dope that you went to one of the most famous mystics in all of history, Francis of Assisi. You went to his burial
we
place
went
or
to
his church or his.
It's called a hermitage, like his hermit place. So when he decided at the end of his life to essentially become a hermit, he lived in a cave dwelling up on a mountain. And that, of all of the things on that trip, was the most special because it was raining, no one was there, and it made the most sense to me because enlightened beings, I don't think really have any interest in being worshipped.
Correct. I agree with you.
And, the fact that ultimately they slapped a little tiny chapel on, like a monastery on top of his cave dwelling, whatever, had nothing to do with him. It wasn't his choice. But I just find it to be really funny going into like these insane cathedrals, like opulent 1,000,000-foot high ceilings and all of this crazy stuff. His tomb was in this beautiful, insane cathedral. And I just kept thinking, like, first of all, if I felt in touch with Homeboy at all, it was standing over the bed where he chipped out of rock to sleep on. And I just kept thinking, like, there was no way he had any interest in any of this.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's not for him. It's for all of the
Seekers
behind him.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so awesome you went there. And then also, didn't St. Clair, like, wasn't her, like, tutorage under him?
Yeah, I believe so. So the first day we went to the church where it was said to be his favorite, and her tomb was there, supposedly. Could be getting this wrong, but also her hair, which you mentioned.
Yeah, it's on display, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why.
People are
But
so
also
weird.
I know. I love that. So in Italian, Claire is Chiara.
Yeah.
And I love that name so much.
We're all changing our names now, so.
Yeah, maybe I'll just go by Chiara. Okay, so anyway, yeah. But she is the saint of television because she would have these huge visions on the wall of her little room. And it's so interesting, that whole time is so interesting. There was such a thin line between mystic and heretic.
Yeah.
It's super creepy. So I'm glad that they were both considered mystics instead of heretics.
Yeah, it is really weird. Like, yeah. And also, like, how bizarre that, the people that worship these people are presumably extremely spiritual. Yeah, I was just thinking with the hair, and like the churches wanted to draw people in, so they claim to have like someone's left tooth, or like, what's a left tooth? They claim to have people's like stuff. Yeah. And it's like so
Which
funny.
Really, There is so much about Catholicism that is so pagan feeling.
Yeah.
It's so witchcrafty feeling. It's like you're burning shit. You have hair, like you're eating and drinking the body and the blood. Like it's so creepy and dark.
It is really a dark vibe. But I was just thinking, like, why, when this is like a spiritual practice, do we get so attached to objects? It actually applies to all sorts of things. And I guess it's because it all sorts of, metaphysical or religious practices. And I guess it's because objects carry energy. But it's like, if we're really trying to delve into like a different dimension,
realm,
yeah, it's so peculiar that we love so much to attach to objects.
Oh, I wonder if it has to do with, basically not believing that we can get to it, but that we have to bring it to us. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I
in
love
no
that.
religion do you believe that you can ascend to it.
Not before you die.
So, right. And so, even though really, like, that whole thing of like, the kingdom of heaven is upon you, like, yeah, it's already in you. Like, God's already a part of
They're all up in that
it. I feel
shit.
like that.
Just open your eyes.
It is you. You are it. But anyway.
I finished the Awake Dreamer book on the plane. She talks about, everyone, universally, I think. I don't think we're going to come across any teacher on this little path of ours that will not say it's just meditation. Meditation is the answer. Like, that's where you got to go. Because we need to go to our guides. They can't exactly do all the work to come to us. Like, we need to make space to raise our vibration and reach what we want to access if we're trying to become more intuitive or psychic or right? So that just resonates when you say that, because the witch book, her book, like, I can't find a book that doesn't say meditation is the answer. And I will again reiterate that I do not meditate in a passive way. Like, I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning because I have jet lag, and I did a meditation. I want to ask you about this because, like, when I start meditating and like trying to like spin and clear my chakras, if I do it from my root chakra up, which it seems to be that everyone does, I kind of like, it takes forever and I kind of like get stuck on the third chakra, and then I'm just tired of it and I don't go any higher. But weirdly, because it takes
if you go down,
forever.
Yep.
But weirdly, I started going from my crown chakra down and I can get through all my chakras. What is that?
What? It's
Is that a
so
thing?
crazy. Well, so in sourcepoint therapy, there's a part where we work on the chakras.
Yeah.
And we start from the crown chakra.
Are you
and
fucking
move it
kidding
and
me?
move down. No.
Why does everyone else
And
start from the root chakra?
Because that's the hardest one to clear.
Okay.
And so it's like, well, in theory, you have to clear number 1 so you can get to number 2, so you can get to number 3, so you can get to number 4. But why not do both, like work on number 1 and bring in energy into your crown and open, like, it's like, allow spirit to help, it's like the crown chakra is connecting directly into spirit. So like, connect to that shit.
I tell you
and
what,
have it help you out.
Yes, that resonates so much because I don't know why the shit I decided that that's what I was going to do. And I've done it a couple of times and I'm like, oh, this flows better. access things. Like, I'm like, oh, I am getting stuck on my throat chakra. I'm gonna like try to ask for more help, and then I get all the way down. Whereas I would always get just stuck, and I never made it to my upper chakras when I was doing that work. But anyway, so I
Yeah.
did that meditation
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
morning in bed. If people aren't used to practicing meditation and the subject comes up, they immediately like assume a couple things, right? And it's that you have to just sit there and not think.
Impossible.
And I've just like thrown that aside because I've gotten access to like some
Right. I mean,
good
there's so many different types of meditation. It's like there is the silent, quiet, you know, meditation where you're trying to, sink below all of your thoughts and stay there, which is really, really hard. And that
yeah.
is its own thing. But then, I mean, like, and really, what you're doing with the clearing of the chakras, calling it meditation is almost, I mean, it is, but it's almost not correct. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like you're healing yourself. You're doing self-healing. Like, you can
Yeah.
call it meditation though if you want to. You're doing it
But
silently.
it is a really
But
good version of focus. Like it is a really uh
mhm,
great way to not thoughts aren't really coming in when I'm doing this because I'm so
right.
focused on each individual thing. And granted,
Mhm,
I'm processing it and thinking about it, but it's not like the monkey mind is joining me.
right. Right.
But I almost think like if I had to teach anyone anything I know right now, I would I believe based on what I've learned that doing active meditations where you're trying to like, raise your vibration, meet your guides, ground yourself, center yourself, clear your energy, like all of that stuff will give you a foundation to do the type of meditation that everyone assumes meditation is.
Mhm,
Because all of this has actually made it so that I can, if I choose to, do the mind clearing kind.
yeah.
But I think if I just dove into it, I would be like, this is boring and weird. But it's almost like
Yeah.
having done all that foundational
Also
work,
really hard.
it's really hard too. But it's like having done all that other work, I'm like, oh, I get the importance of this. And I think actually that one Joe Dispenza meditation at the end of the placebo, You Are the Placebo
Mhm,
book kind of helped me to even understand that further because I think doesn't he
mm,
say you sort of have to be able to be nothing in order to get through the meditations where you heal yourself kind of thing?
mhm. Also, just the idea of allowing yourself to be nothing creates the space for there not to be thoughts. Like, if you are just
Yeah.
space, if you are just part of the abyss, if you are the
Yeah.
abyss, then there are no thoughts.
Okay, what's been going on with you? I feel like it's
Mhm.
been forever since we talked.
So, I had a weird experience, and
Oh.
I was at an event. I've been like meditating like cuckoo pants and putting all of my all into it. And I think I've even been shocking Eric where I'm like, I gotta go meditate.
That's
And
amazing.
he's like, yeah, totally. And then I was at an event and there was a tarot reader and we did a trade. And so she pulled cards for me. And I didn't have a question. She just pulled a card and then I
Okay.
said, okay, another one, another one. So we ended up with the 6 card spread. And
Okay.
basically, she told me about the cards, the meaning, the general message of all of this. And what I took away from it, and this is on me, what I took away from it was that the method I was going about to do my healing was wrong and
Oh God.
was pointless and I should stop. And that I wasn't going to get the results I wanted. And I didn't say anything about it then. I don't remember if there were any words of encouragement or positivity because I only remembered the words that created a sentence in my head that was, "You are going about this wrong and it isn't going to work." And it fucked me up so badly, I stopped meditating. Like, it was crazy. Like, I just all of a sudden, I just like couldn't. It created a belief system in me so strong that like none of these meditations had value or were going to work.
Oh my God.
That I know, and it is crazy to me, and I'm like working so hard to get back into it, and I'm like, I can't believe that this is like, because then I messaged uh a friend that's an amazing tarot reader, and I showed her the spread, and I was like, will you tell me what you think this means?
Yeah.
And she gave me an incredibly positive, something that I could take away that felt positive. All of these symbols that we use to help us move forward, whether it's astrology or tarot or oracle or the pendulum or, anything like this, a psychic reading.
Yeah.
We can spin it in our own heads so easily. And it's and it's crazy to me that even somebody who is so unbelievably aware of all of this, aka me, um I mean, like, I can get completely thrown off by it. I'm completely thrown off by it, even though like I know what all of those cards can mean positively.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say, because I run cards by you all the time. Like, you know a thing or
Yeah.
two about, but how would
Mhm.
you have deciphered those cards? And did it matter?
It didn't matter.
I
Somebody
think that
else that yeah,
I have
it
some
didn't.
questions and some comments because I feel like I keep having this thought that it's like, you didn't ask a question. So it was just a general reading, right? I don't know what she said, but so it's negative. And it's like, whatever we're carrying around as the most profound, important thing or question or worry or concern, that's what we're obviously going to use to interpret anything like that, right?
Mhm.
So, like, that reading could have been about how your dinner was going to go.
There was a card that actually had to do with healing.
Okay.
And so it automatically came into
So,
my
yeah,
healing.
so you automatically took it and said, I'm going to fail at my own self healing,
Mhm.
which it's not a
Well,
shortcoming. It's like, who
based on
wouldn't?
like, I didn't just see random cards and say that. It was like, I mean, it was a bunch of swords. It was a bunch of swords.
Which I don't know what that means.
Swords are sharp. Swords have to do with intellect. Swords are hard.
So, I mean, what's then
Swords can
someone
be
else,
struggles.
but also that there's a positive spin potential on all of them. So, like, what did your
Mhm.
other reading say?
So what she basically said was, it was along the same lines of, you need restructuring, like what has been isn't working anymore.
Okay.
But but she put it in as in the past, not this moment. That basically the way that I have been working, and she actually applied it to work
Yeah,
because of swords. Like,
yeah.
yeah, not just healing, but work. The way that basically she's like, you've gotten so much bigger than you were a year ago. and you have to create boundaries and use all of your swords to cut through some bullshit and reconfigure the way to move forward to elevate yourself.
I'm pretty sure we have multiple podcasts where we address specifically like that, like about your business stuff. And I think that it's about that and not about you
My
healing
physically
yourself.
healing.
Yes. But also,
you would, yes. Go
well, I was
ahead.
just going to say, like, also, I empathize so deeply with how that made you feel and how it derailed you. And it makes me so sad. But it's like, there's so much outside of divination that we have to work through as we're moving through our lives that I'm saying this because I think this serves as a good reminder and example to all of us to not like do a tarot spread and
Put
I
everything
don't
on it.
know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, but it's crazy what you're like I it literally didn't feel like, it felt like such a little girl Claire thing to happen, where somebody said it was like, you know, my dad saying, well, why don't you use another color to draw? And me taking that as my drawings aren't good enough. And I stopped drawing for him for a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
And
feels like that.
yeah. And of course you applied it to your most vulnerable area, even if
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't belong there. Like,
Right.
but if anything, this
Right.
is all happening because there somehow we needed to shine a light on that. Like, we can accept that we're scared shitless, even though we're doing something very bold.
Right.
And maybe part of your work needs to be like bringing that into the equation. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I am fucking scared that this isn't going to work. Maybe
Oh my
that's why
God.
you went
Yeah,
on that
totally.
weird little detour with that reading where
Yeah.
how long did it shut you down from meditating? Like weeks?
Yeah, like 2 weeks. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I've been meditating, but not like I was.
Yeah.
Not with the fervor.
What's it going to take for you to get back?
I don't think much.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, I don't think much. It did help start opening up other pieces of conversation within me and thinking about what is still bound up, what is still too guarded,
Yeah.
and where, like, where are my boundaries weak and where are they maybe too strong. And
Yeah.
I this past weekend we were in San Francisco with the camera, and San Francisco is an amazing event. Renegade San Francisco is always an incredible event.
Yeah.
And we do super well, but people were literally going from a line to get their photo taken, and then going directly into a line that somehow formed in front of me to have readings done.
Yeah.
And they weren't even like, usually people will like leave, we'll tell people like, go away and look at your photo and blah blah blah, and if you have any questions. And they were just getting in line to talk to me. And by the end of the day, I could only stare at a wall. I like could hardly speak. And
Yeah. That's
so
so draining.
it was insane. And so I ended up finally deciding I have to charge for readings when I'm doing events, which I've been told multiple times I need to do.
Yeah.
And I've never really wanted to I think mostly because I was like, well, nobody's going to pay for it, which is so weird of me.
Insane.
I'm like, nobody's going to.
Because your whole
Nobody's going to pay for
career
it.
is people paying for that.
For something from me.
So funny.
Which is great. And so then we were like, okay, fine, we'll just make it $10. So
do you have a
which
time limit
while
when you do it?
no, I just say everything that shows up. And then
it's not like
because like I am super tapped in like while I'm doing these readings too, and wild shit happens and people are crying. I mean, they're amazing. It's so beautiful and I love it so much.
Yeah.
And they love it so much. And so it means a lot. But so basically though, on the second day, we ran out of film.
Yeah.
And before the event was over, and I still had a line of like 15, 20 people waiting for readings.
To read their pictures.
To read their photos. And so, I mean, like, so it was great, but it didn't
You're
actually
fried.
I was totally fried.
So God.
So now I'm like, well, I guess we have to make it more expensive.
Claire, I mean, okay, I feel like we've come full circle because why wasn't that tarot reading about exactly what you're talking about?
Because that's not what I'm most vulnerable about.
Yes. Exactly.
That's why.
Even though I think that's what it was about.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I think there's what am I talking about? There is a massive rethinking, and I've said this multiple times, about work for me, about what I am doing, what I want to be doing, how I need it to shift and change, and that it has to all be rethought. And so, yeah, this is going to change my inability to meditate as much, because you're right. It was completely about my work and the boundaries that I need for it and the space that I need to create for it so that it can be more beneficial for me and give me space for healing.
Yep.
Thanks. Thanks, Suki.
Pleasure. It's awesome. I mean, it's beautiful. I was like, what a barf when you were telling me how sad you were about it. It fucking sucks. I mean, I know the feeling when you're just like, bleh. Like,
yeah, I mean, like, it felt like a gut punch.
Yeah.
And it was about the boundaries of my work and job. And that I need to create new things for my work and business to raise myself to the level that I'm actually at, I guess. Or maybe to admit that to myself. I don't know. There's something about
yes.
It's like a consolidation and a self-ownership thing.
Yes.
I'm a little scattered. My work stuff is scattered all over the place and really it's because I had no idea that the camera was going to take on a life of its own.
It didn't.
I love it so much.
It didn't take on a life of its own. This is going to just obviously my opinion. It didn't. But you did something and do something that people want and love. And it's busy. So I think like that's all it is. It's like busy. And I feel like that probably applies to like all of the arms of your business where you're a healer and you do session, like all of the things that you do and people want. Like, yeah, I think it is about acceptance of the fact that a lot of people want what you offer. And then so it's like, okay, I guess if I have to accept that, then I have to create an infrastructure surrounding that.
Yeah, right.
That's the thing.
So that it doesn't pull me over.
Right. So it doesn't crush you, because it's like without systems, procedures, and protocols for all of the things, however unromantic they are, it's like you will be ungirdered and crushed by the weight of what people want from you. Or you can create structures and be in charge of it, and it'll be amazing.
It's true.
Let me just put my soapbox away.
I love it. I love your soapbox.
Yeah, I'm super excited for you, and I think that's so freaking cool that I don't know, that you can see that. And I also think it's cool that you were forced to have that bump for a couple of weeks so you could see.
Yeah, I agree.
How
I know
vulnerable
it
you
is
are.
totally. And I mean, it is never as something I know about myself is while I am incredibly open with pretty much everything as long as I'm asked. I very rarely just offer
Yeah, you can
information.
say that again. Jesus.
Sorry. But I do not like being vulnerable, and I'm profoundly vulnerable.
Wait, you're gonna have
And
to repeat that, which sucks
yeah,
because you're being vulnerable.
totally.
Whatever. You don't have to repeat it. There can be beeping.
I love vulnerability. I think it's so important. I am so willing to lay all of my cards out all of the time. And then every once in a while, I'm like, do you know that you're holding like 20 of the cards back? And I don't think that I do half the time. I think that I hold cards back that I don't even know about until I'm forced into thinking about it.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's something also that's going on with all of this is I've been thinking about this. Am I like with vulnerability, guarding, um, creating boundaries, and like what when do we know the difference between a boundary and a wall?
Yeah.
And when does a boundary become a wall? Like, do you
Mm-hmm.
put up enough boundaries that eventually it's like boundaries to protect yourself in like a really healthy way? Well, when, like, can those then become just walls that, you know, lock in your shit? I don't know.
Right.
It's all very
And
interesting, but this is all stuff
even to potentially obscure them from your own view.
Exactly.
Those are
Yeah.
those are the tough ones when which is exactly what just happened. That
Mhm.
reading like knocked your own wall down so that you could see what you were actually afraid of. It sucks, but now you've grown a little bit.
Teensy. Yeah,
It's the worst. Learning. It's
like the
horrible.
whole thing of like what if it doesn't work? I mean, of course that is a thought in my head immediately. And I was working incredibly hard at getting rid of it, of being like, that isn't a belief that's coming in this party.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, still here.
Yeah.
Hi. I just got invited back.
Yeah.
And it's like, motherfuck. I have to get some bouncers and escort you out, bitch.
You just obviously like have to, I don't know, reconcile your relationship with that fear. It makes sense.
Yeah. And also, like, okay, well, maybe it won't work. Like, what do you receive instead?
Yeah.
And the answer is poop, nothing. I'm just kidding. I'm sure I'll receive something.
Not true at
But I
all.
rather believe that it can work and, like, keep partying hard.
It can.
So there. That's what I got for you.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you for sharing.
Mhm. My pleasure.
But yeah, I mean, I know that you can do it.
Thanks.
Keep keep on working. I keep thinking I need to learn. I don't want to learn Reiki, but I keep thinking I want to learn sourcepoint
Sourcepoint
because
theory.
I think it
Yeah,
will
good.
because I have my own version of my made up energy work, and I think that learning like something more structured will help me advance my psychic skills.
Well, funny story, true story.
What?
I on Halloween actually had
Okay.
a Zoom meeting with my spiritual parents, the creators of SourcePoint Therapy,
Uh-huh.
and I am going to start learning how to be one of their teachers.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
I know.
So what,
So
are you going to be my teacher?
yeah, I
That's
mean with them, or
crazy.
you can just go, or you can go to New Mexico and learn directly from them, which I
So what are you
highly
going to do?
suggest. They're just, it's not going to.
Are you going to go to like where they hold their sessions and teach with them? Or do you need to do teacher training? Like what are you going to do?
Well, there are 6 of us that are going to be in this group of teachers. There's only like 4 or 5 other people that teach it
Oh,
in the world, and so we'll be the next group. And it's really weird. We're all in Middle America.
weird.
Yeah, like
Okay, this is
whereas
amazing. I need
yeah,
to know all about this because I just keep getting called to learn it. I brought it up like a
well,
couple months ago, right? About how there was like some class in Tennessee or something. I was like, oh,
yeah,
I could go to
it was
this.
just in Nashville. I know it was
Yeah,
good.
so weird. Okay, amazing. Well, I can't wait to hear more. I do want to talk to the psychics about my battle with big coffee. I conquered my addiction. I stopped drinking espresso every day. No big deal. Although I did have a minor relapse in Italy, because duh, but not
Duh.
to a degree that it bothered me in any way. Before I left, I realized so. First of all, as you know, I don't like to use disposable pods. So I ordered these reusable like steel pods and I fill them with espresso with a little cup. And then the part that you have to buy is this thin foil cap with a little bit of sticky around the side so you stick it on. And so I bought that. I bought 100. Went through them and I was like, "Huh. I'm still buying something that's disposable. Like, is there an alternative?" And then I realized that I can just use tinfoil from my kitchen
Yeah, totally.
as covers, and then I don't have to buy the lids with like the that's on the plastic backing. So I just wanted to share that with the psychics. One small step for Mother Nature, one giant leap for mankind. Fuck you, big coffee. You can't
Exactly.
you can't be the boss of
You
me.
don't own me.
So aluminum foil on your reusable pods. Almost as little waste as possible, unless you just stop drinking espresso, which is an alternative.
But a sad one.
Yeah, it's so fun.
I love espresso.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my jet lag to kick in more. Yesterday, I was like tripping out by this time. I feel a little bit normal.
You seem
Yeah,
normal,
I feel
which is
like
shocking to me.
almost fine. I can't wait to hear more about the source point situation.
Well, I won't know more until December.
Okay, that's next month, so I can wait that long. I'm very excited. Oh, I'm doing a giveaway. So
Oh,
I partnered with, well, basically just I asked 3 woman-owned independent brands that I adore to join me. I know all of these people personally as human beings, and they're all amazing. And it takes a really special kind of crazy to be an independent brand. So I'm doing a giveaway where it's like a ton of treasures, like the hair cream and like a bunch of skin oils and other skincare products made by this herbalist who's amazing. And then another independent hair care brand, the shampoo, the one I told you to buy, Hair Glow.
Which I have and I love.
So amazing. See, so I am launching it. It's just like a sign up form on our my website, but I'm launching it, or actually you find it on Instagram. But I'm launching it on the 16th. And then I'll do the drawing and someone will win this like huge package of treasures.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So if you go to it, to find the link, it's because it's, I think it's obscured on my website to the sign up thing, but to find the link, it's at Sparrow for Everyone Instagram, all spelled out. So enter, and then like, you know, it's cool because the content that these brands share is not annoying. It's like fun and interesting stuff.
That's so awesome that you reached out to them.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes me really happy because I feel like, especially in the hair care industry, there are very few just like women-owned independent brands, which is kind of peculiar because 99.9% of the professionals in my industry are independent women, and
probably 99% are users of all the products.
Yes, but I just really wanted to show people that we can like lift each other up and not be in competition. Definitely. You know, like I carry her brand, and it's in the same, you know, niche. It's like clean, independent hair care. And it's like, yeah, there's room for all of us.
All of you. All of us.
Yeah, so I'm stoked. Oh,
that
and
rules.
The new product is like, I got a sample and it's amazing. It's almost too good, so I need to have her tone it down a little bit. I felt like my hair was
what does that mean?
Well, it was just like the impact was very high. Like it was, my hair was very thick. Like I kind of looked like Peg Bundy yesterday. Like it was like, it's a, you know, it's a thickening texture thing. So it was kind of like, it was just extreme, but I was like, we need to turn it down a couple ticks because I was like, I kind of don't want to touch my head, but that's going to go really well. I can feel it. And then the fragrance free hair cream will be out in like 2 seconds. So I'm stoked about that. It's all happening.
It is indeed.
I feel like I'm in this weird spot where I literally genuinely took a year-long detour to feel super out of sorts and fucked up about my whole career. For real. Like everything was just so hard. And now I've just come through this thing where I'm like, okay, it's
the
flowing.
Flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the flow.
Awesome.
I mean, you got to hear a ton of it. It was not
intense,
fun. It was extremely stressful.
I know. The waiting is the hardest part. The waiting for the flow.
Yeah. And it's like moments like this where I'm like, oh, you want to remind yourself. And like, I might have to be reminding you of this soon because you're in like a potentially transitional period with all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Are you going to start coming on here freaking out and I'm going to have to be reminding you that like there is another side? Because I will take that job.
I know you will.
There's always
Depends on
the
how
other
vulnerable
side.
I'll let myself be.
Oh yeah, you're going to just not talk about it.
Totally possible.
Oh my God. Well, I'm going to force you.
I'm the worst. You'll force me. It'll be great. It'll be good for me. You force me. Wait, when is this? This is going to come out
Tuesday.
What, on the 14th.
Yeah. Presumably, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday. Why?
Because on the 17th and 18th, we're gonna be with the camera in LA.
Ooh, la
at
la.
the Renegade
Fun.
LA. Uh-huh.
All right, LA. I know you're listening.
Mm-hmm.
Go meet Claire.
Mm-hmm.
Pay extra
What
to
up?
get a reading.
Um.
Also, you fucker.
Yes.
Read
That's
this.
me.
I'm holding
You're
up
magical.
my aura.
You're powerful. You give joy to. You give joy. It's really cute.
This is a great endorsement for your readings, Claire.
Mm-hmm. Look, I actually reading individual aura photos much easier than reading.
Oh, I'm sure it's weird. By the way, folks, I held up an aura photo of me with Abel on my lap. So I'm just
really
trying
cute.
to taunt Claire into finally reading. But I guess I have to get in line and pay for it.
Exactly. Was that the first time I met Abel? I think it was.
Yeah.
It was cute. That was in May. It's probably changed. You probably have different auras now, or at least.
Oh, you think?
Well, auras with two people change by the second. They move super fast.
Okay. That's cool.
Whereas your individual aura won't change necessarily for a minute. I hope mine changes soon. I don't know what it'll change into.
I feel like I did do my individual one that day. Huh?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think we did a 3. We did 3.
Oh, okay.
But whatever.
Yeah.
I'll get you to do it someday.
I know.
I'm trying. It's not good marketing if you don't.
No, it isn't.
But LA, go meet Claire. Yeah. She'll maybe give you a good reading.
I will. It's at the LA Historic Park, which is on the east side. It's east of Chinatown, near Dodger Stadium. I don't know. Whatever, some team stadium.
Cool. That sounds fun. Mm-hmm. We'll enjoy LA. All right, we gotta go.
All right, fine.
We went 7 minutes over. Love you too. Great to reconnect. Hope to do it again next week. Or, we might start going bi-monthly because we're very busy.
And also, we don't want to bore you. And I think sometimes we bore ourselves. So we might bore you too. And that's no good. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.
Smooches.
Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation as much as we did. Be sure to subscribe and follow us wherever you get your podcasts so that you never miss a new episode. If you liked today's episode, please consider leaving a review to help the other psychics find their way here.